Hey guys, today we're going to learn how to shot list our films using our gut. If you haven't seen my last video about why you need to shot list, go check that out first, then come back, watch this one. I just want to expand on how you can actually shot list your film really well and what makes a good shot list. Sometimes when you're shot listing a film, you feel like you're just preparing for the day and making sure you've got all that you need, but having a mindset that it's about ticking the boxes to have enough coverage can kind of ruin the film and lose its voice, or the shots can lose their purpose. If films are supposed to evoke emotion and get people to feel something, and if each shot is there to get people to feel something specific, if you take care of each shot, you can make sure that the film gives a certain feeling. If you're not taking care of each shot, if you're just kind of leaving it to the edit, then you can find yourself trying to piece something together that's not actually giving the right feeling that you want to give or saying the right thing you want to say. So you don't just want to shot list the film to make sure you've got enough coverage to play with in the edit. I like shot listing the film with the feelings in mind. So tip number one is watch the film in your head. So when I'm ready to shot list, I'll read through my script and just imagine the film playing in my head. And what I get to do is just let the film show itself to me, kind of thing. And I just imagine what this moment would feel like, or what this could look like. And as I start to see these images, I can just write that down and say, I see this low angle shot or this wide. When you're watching the film with the feelings in mind, the camera just kind of shows that. So in your head, you can create the film subconsciously. So that's why I'm saying shot list with your gut. When you watch the film, see how you just want the film to look and then write that down. I have a perfect example of this where it worked so well. One of my first short films, Paper Plane, was fully shot listed from my gut because I didn't know that you had to get a certain coverage. I was just shot listing the film how I saw it in my head. I remember seeing the first shot specifically play out in my head, and I was just like, oh, I can see it. It's a shot of the grass, low angle, and nothing's there. And then all of a sudden, Paper Plane just lands dead center. And the whole rest of the film just kind of played out in my head. As I was reading the script, the ideas that came to me were motivated by the feeling that I wanted to give. So all I had to do was write down each shot as it needed to be. And in your head, you'll find that you don't just get extra coverage and extra shots for the sake of it. Because lots of films nowadays have so much coverage that they're cutting back and forth just to show all the beautiful angles or just to make it feel more professional. But I find when I'm watching it in my head, the shot only changes when it needs to, when it's showing me something else. So I like the idea of a more simple as necessary type approach. Kind of like David Fincher. He talks about himself. He likes to have as unloaded of a shot as possible, where if one shot can give more information, the better, instead of having multiple shots to say multiple things. If you can make one shot say multiple things, there's so much more depth to it. So tip number two is Shot Lister. Shot Lister is this awesome app where you can actually shot list your whole film, and it schedules out your shoot day. It actually gives you a real-time schedule of your day. So if you're behind, it tells you how many shots you are in behind. It's like a to-do list. If you click off the shots while you're shooting, it shows you how you're tracking. It's so good. And you can change those shots around in real time, so you can actually replan your day. When things come up, most times on shoots, they do. It's easy to quickly change your plan and go from there. So pretty much what you do is you create a new project, let's just say film, and then you can go in, and up here on the top right, you can add a scene. So let's just say scene 1. And then in this scene, you can add shots. So like I said, when you're shot listing your film from your gut, you're pretty much seeing the film happen in your head. So you just write down what you see. So for me, the first shot, say opening shot or something like that, I'll just show you what I wrote for the first shot in Paper Plane. The description was low angle shot on the grass. I just wrote like blurry background. And then Paper Plane lands dead center. Now you can actually go through and make it more clear about what this shot's going to be. So that's just a quick description of what I saw in my head. Then I'm going to go down. So then there's some options of what extra info you can use. Most times I don't use all of these. I'll usually just specify if I want to use sticks or a gimbal. Like you can add a new thing and write like gimbal. And then you've got it up here. So like say it's a gimbal shot. But for this one, it was on sticks. Or you can even add like a hi-hat. I don't know if that's how you spell that, which is like a really short tripod because it's super low angle. So you can have an idea of what gear you use. When it comes to lens, you have to like refer back to what you saw in your head. Was it a wide angle or was it like a telephoto lens? And why was it like that? It gave you a feel of like expansion, or it gave you a feel of being right up close. For me, I saw this was like kind of wide because I wanted to feel like really close to the action. When that paper plane just fell straight there, you felt like the action was really accentuated. If it was a telephoto lens, you would have felt a bit distanced, but like it was nice and close and compressed. But I wanted to feel that depth of like this kind of like landing like a bang. So based on that feeling that I wanted to give, it was probably like an 18mm or a 20mm. There's some extra stuff there. You can even add other details that you feel like you need to add, but I keep it pretty simple because I usually shoot most of my short films on a similar setup. But it is really helpful to have extra detail when you're using a cinematographer. Someone else can come in and look at your shot list, or if they're shot listing with you, it's good to have an idea of what you both think already written down. So then I'll go back and I'll keep reading the script and I'll see what the next shot needs to be. So once I've written all those shots out, for that scene, I can then go back and go to the next scene and keep creating from there. Once you have all your scenes done, you actually can click shoot day. So now I'll click the plus button, pick a date, whatever date, say day 1 shoot. And so now I've got my first shoot date. I can click on that and it's actually gonna show me a time. So I'll add plus, which is add scene. So if you know on the day you're gonna shoot scene 1 and 2, or just scene 1, you click the tick and you click done. Then it jumps into your timeline of that day, and you can actually see the schedule. Now you can plan how long each shot's going to take. So you can click here and make the time 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Usually first shot of the day, always give an extra, 20 minutes for setup and everyone just getting ready to shoot the first shot. Even if it's simple, just give extra time for it and click save. Then once you go through how long each shot's going to take, you're going to have an idea of how many hours on that day that scene's going to take. You can plan based around, where the sun's going to be at that time, what time certain actors need to be there, what time you're going to be at certain locations. And that's how you really plan out a film on a big scale and get other people involved instead of just doing it yourself. So on the day when the time starts going down, you'll see like a line that goes down across the screen and it shows you that you should almost be finished that shot. When you click tick, it goes gray and you keep going. If you want to move these shots around, you just hold and drag and move them around. It's super simple, and this is a lifesaver on set. I use this every time I shoot without fail. If you want to check out that app, I'll leave a link in the description below. If you're a filmmaker, you need that app. One of the most important things when shot listing is having a good idea of how long shots actually take to shoot, because you can just say, oh, that will be 5 minutes, but really if on set it takes 15-20 minutes, you're not helping yourself at all. So I think the best way to really gauge how long you shoot for your style of directing and cinematography, how long that these setups take, how long that these shots actually take, you have to do some trial and error. Record your times on a day when you shoot and see a simple shot like this actually takes me about this long. And as you get better, you might get faster, but it's just good to really gauge realistically how long shots take. That way you can plan out your shots and be sweet. So I hope this video helped you. Leave a like or a comment down below if it did. So stay tuned. I'll see you next week.